Hello, this is Eric,
And Caleb.
the Cake Hunters, and we're going to go back through the 2014 Cakeway to the West in St. Louis. Starting out at the Magic House and Busch Stadium. In 2014, St. Louis celebrated their 250th anniversary, and 250 cakes were placed all throughout the area and surrounding counties. And Caleb and I went to every single one, and this is the first 125 of them that you're watching now. There's City Garden, and next is Castlewood. We've been there several times. Caleb, what was your favorite part about seeing all the cakes?
Probably when we got to go to the drive-in.
Yep, we just saw that one a few minutes ago. That was pretty fun. Oh, there's you trying to blow out a candle on Baird Elementary right there. Museum of Transportation. We need to go back there sometime. And then I remember going to Merritt's because it was the middle of the day and we were wearing swim trunks and everybody was out there wearing suits. Remember that one at the Lohmeyer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. It was made out of rocks and sticks. There's one right after we came back from a wedding in fluorescent, so Caleb's wearing a tie. There's the Edward Jones on 270 in Manchester, right down the road from us. There's the Museum of the Dog. We've never actually been in there. Creve Coeur Lake, I remember it was like 100 degrees. What were some of your favorite places you went? Do you remember?
Not really.
Not really. It was a couple of years ago. How old are you now?
7.
And how old were you 2 years ago?
Let me think for a second.
What's 7 minus 2?
Is this a lesson? Okay. 5.
That is right. There's Lone Elk Park, and there's the old St. Louis Arena site. The next, I think, is the Science Center. We got a whole bunch this one day. I think we got close to 20. So you can see you're wearing the same shirt. There's the Steinberg Rink. That's someplace we've always wanted to go back to. Planetarium. You're growling like the dinosaur on the cake. There's the Muni, another place we've never been to. I've always wanted to see a show there. Forest Park. And then there is the History Museum. Do you remember going out this day?
Kind of and kind of not.
Yeah, it was like late July 2014 when we really started picking this up. World's Fair Pavilion. We got all these in Forest Park early in the morning before it got too hot. Jewel Box. Never been inside there. Then we went over to Dogtown. They moved this cake to a few different places. Oh, Turtle Park. That's one of our favorite places.
Oh, I wish they still had the cake.
Yeah, now the zoo, not supposed to be standing on the cake. We didn't know that at the time, so that's the only one you'll see of Caleb standing on it. There's the Cheshire right to down the road from the zoo. And then remember Ted Drew's?
Yeah, Ice Cream Dad. We gotta go back there sometime.
Yeah, we really like Ted Drew's. We like when they turn the cup over, it doesn't fall out. Kirkwood train station. Oh, Spirit of St. Louis Airport. We've been there a couple times.
Yeah, kind of like probably 3 or 4. Not that much.
Yep. Oh, there's the Butterfly House. You've been inside there. I haven't. How's the Butterfly House? You went there just a little while ago.
Yeah, for someone's birthday party. And it was kind of a lot of fun.
That's good. Payne Gentry House. We're wearing a Cookie Monster shirt. That's kind of funny. I think we were going swimming. Holocaust Museum. I didn't know that existed until this cake adventure. St. Joseph's Academy. All-girls school. There is the World Bird Sanctuary. We've been there a couple times. We're going to have to go back this summer. Endangered Wolf Center. Did not see any wolves, but have to get in there. Oh, and look, there's Gigi came along with us. Remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she came along. It was really, really hot. We went over there to St. Albans, and she actually bought us an ice cream inside that store there. Oh, and then Mom came out with us a little bit. Caleb's mom, Fort Zumwalt Park. This is right before you started kindergarten.
Started kindergarten?
Yeah, Bellefontaine Cemetery was really interesting. The Grand Water Tower was also interesting. I almost died trying to take this picture because it was in a roundabout. Old North St. Louis. And then you'll see my very first time and Kayla's first time at Crown Candy. Remember that place?
Yeah, I love that place.
Yeah, it's really good. We went to Bush Wildlife. We've actually been fishing there before. Drove all the way to the Daniel Boone home. We need to go back there and actually take the tour. We didn't do it that day. Then Harley Davidson. This was another day, I think early September. Went to the Civil War Museum, which I didn't know we had in St. Louis, but I do now.
Is that from Star Wars?
No, that's
I mean Captain America's Civil War.
that's a different Civil War. This actually happened like 150 years ago.
My bad.
All right, Yep, went to Carondelet Park. Never been there before until this. I like this cake because you're sitting there on the sidewalk off of Broadway. Just a little funky store there. There's the Lent Mansion. Remember what was crazy about that place?
Yeah.
You know?
See ghosts?
No, but it is haunted. But we didn't see any ghosts.
Wait, is it actually haunted?
That's what they say. And then we went to the brewery and actually took a tour. Remember how the rooms were hot and cold?
Yeah.
This is one of our favorite ones. The cake's cut at the Venice Cafe, and it's kind of bleeding. It's a little interesting.
Oh, I remember that.
Lovey Doveys, that's no longer there. St. Anthony's Hospital. They've repainted that one. Sappington House. This is with my mom, Grandma, Uncle Ed. Went with us. Shakespeare Festival. That was near the hill. And there is the hill. Blowing out the candle. Regazzi's one of our favorite pictures of us hugging the arch there with the cake. And there is you, my mom, and Grandma. There's the original Emos Pizza location. We were actually going to eat pizza there, but then we didn't realize the place was boarded up. Tower Grove Park.
And the one before about the pizza van, yeah, the cake was busted.
It was. Yeah, it was all broken. They had to repair it.
Yeah, the new one's better.
Yeah, they moved it to a different emo spot. Schlafly Bottle Works. The college school, that cake's still there. It's in Webster. And then Kenrick Glennon Seminary. My grandma really enjoyed this place. Webster University. Okay, Caleb, then guess what cake is coming up next?
Thank God, I love that one.
That's Kayla's favorite one. It's all green. There's the Loretto Hilton Theater cake. And then we went to Serendipities. And what kind of ice cream do we have?
At the Cookie Monster ice cream.
Cookie Monster ice cream. Frank Lloyd Wright House is next. Youth Bridge. I believe we went on this trip right before your school started. YMCA. Katy Trail. It's over by like Wentzville Heritage House, St. Charles, Peters area. I'd never been there before until this. Then we drove all the way out to Mount Pleasant in Augusta. Then we went to Washington, Missouri at the Washington Historical Society. And then our 100th cake in Union, Missouri at the Franklin County Courthouse. That was kind of cool. Caleb sitting with Ben there. Shaw Nature Reserve. Then we went to the Purina Farms. What did you think about the dog show?
Good.
I like the dog show. Concordia Seminary. This was a day, I remember it was like 105 degrees. We went to Francis Field. That was the site of the 1904 Olympics at WashU. Ruth Porter Park. There's like a monster on top of that cake. It's real interesting. Now we're in the Loop area, Regional Arts Commission, the Moonrise Hotel. Looks very cool. Tivoli, place I've never been to, always wanted to go. Along with Blueberry Hill, pretty cool. We like Darth Vader on that cake. It was pretty cool. Vintage Vinyl, never been inside. It wasn't open, I don't think, when we were there. The St. Louis Walk of Fame. We got Chuck Berry in the background, rocking little Johnny B. Good. We didn't understand this cake, and it took forever to find it, but we were supposed to write on it. There's the Center of Creative Arts, the historic Hanley House. We're now in Clayton. The Centene Corporation. I remember this cake was eventually repainted as a Ghostbusters cake. There's the St. Louis County Courthouse. Luckily, I've never had to go there. Famous footwear. And then we went to Shaw Park. You remember going swimming at this place?
Yes.
And what was funny about that? It had a big high dive. Remember that?
Kind of do. I do not know.
Don't remember. Oh, then my dad came along, Papa G. Went to see some in St. Charles, Lindenwood, Shrine of St. Rose. I believe the St. Charles Old County Courthouse. It was really, really hot this day, too. There's the first Missouri State Capitol right down there in Old Town St. Charles. And the Lewis and Clark Boathouse, which I'm planning on going in soon. There's St. Louis University of the Southern Illinois University of Edwardsville. So stay tuned for part 2, and we will see you later.
Bye.